Welcome back to Daytime. As we were talking about earlier, we're all talking about volunteers this whole entire week and bringing lots on. And this first topic is great to talk about that because they are all about volunteering as well. We have Volunteer MBC with us here today, and we have Corrine Strong, who's the Executive Director, to talk a little bit more about it. So thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having
me. No problem. So you came in the very perfect week because it is Volunteer Week here at Rogers.
This is very special.
Exactly, definitely is, and you can probably relate to that. Why don't we start off just by talking about what you actually do in your organization?
Sure. So we are actually the volunteer center for the region of Peel. So our main purpose and our mission is to promote and connect volunteers and support volunteerism to make sure that every potential volunteer is able to get a meaningful volunteer opportunity. So we connect them to nonprofit organizations in the entire region of Peel. So that can mean if somebody's interested in volunteering with a sports organization or with Heart and Stroke or all the nonprofit organizations, we actually have an online database where people can just put in what they're interested in volunteering at, and the opportunities that match that interest will come back to them. And then that makes the connection with the nonprofit organization.
Wow, that's great. I really like that because I think a lot of times people, they don't know where to even start probably when it comes to volunteering, you know what I mean? And this is a great way to just go online and have so many options right out in front of you, right?
Absolutely.
Now, what do volunteers do in our community? I mean, we obviously know here at the station what they do and give back, but let's just highlight that a little bit.
Oh, there's such a wide range of the different things that volunteers can do and also the reasons why they do it as well. But they can volunteer, you know, if they're, the main thing is always to make sure that they volunteer at something that they're really passionate about. So, and sometimes it relates to their jobs as well. You know, if you're an IT manager and you love to help out, a nonprofit organization typically doesn't have the funds to afford somebody with that skill set. So if they go in as a project manager, they can really help the organization. They can help themselves, especially if they're newcomers, because it really looks good on their resumes. And it's a win-win for everybody. You know, some people are very passionate about working with seniors or with youth. There are so many mentoring programs that really help the seniors and really help youth, and again, it's wonderful for the volunteers as well.
You can definitely see the passion, just you speaking about how strongly, how close to home it is with you. So why did you first want to get involved in it? Why is it so close to home with you?
Wow, it's actually, it goes back. I was involved in the corporate environment for 30 years, director in different roles that I had, but I was always a huge volunteer and really passionate about it. And you know, I just wasn't getting enough out of making money for somebody else. I wanted to really help people. So in my role today, we get to help so many people from different angles. We get to ultimately help people, and you know, if they're hungry, people that volunteer at the food banks, but it also helps the individuals as well. You know, we always say, like, for students, it's a great way, almost like a roadmap and kind of a, you know, testing what they're really wanting to do in life.
Right, because how are you supposed to jump into a job and know that's the exact thing you want to do for the rest of your life necessarily,
Exactly.
right?
So volunteering is a great way to find out, and it's also a very forgiving environment. It's not competitive, so people that that are in the nonprofit sector all care very much. You're all there to accomplish the same thing, to help people, and it makes for a very respectful and caring environment.
Yeah, I can definitely believe that. Now, a lot of people probably think volunteering is more for students and people who are still trying to find their way, but that's not really the case at all. Anybody can volunteer, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We actually have different programs that are targeted at different audiences. So, for instance, we have an RSVP program which specifically targets seniors because you know, we're finding that seniors often, once they stop working, you know, their partner may die, and they become very lonely, and they have huge skill sets that they can bring to help other people, and, you know, to make friends and keep those connections going. It's also a proven fact that there's a lot of research that has been done in this area where it really increases your endorphins, and it's very good for your health to volunteer.
It really gives you a good vibe coming back, not only giving to others, but it does give to yourself as well, which we were just talking about earlier.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to actually getting involved with this, anyone who's watching and might actually want to volunteer themselves, how do they go about finding you guys in your day?
The best thing is to go to our website,
Okay.
To go to volunteernbc.org. And we're, you know, everything is right there. The opportunities are online. But if they're not comfortable or if they don't find what they're looking for, just to call us, and we actually will make those personal connections for them as well.
That's amazing, because you
Yeah.
probably have a little bit more networking than some people out there probably do as well, right?
And so we have a lot of member agencies. We have over 100 member agencies, you know, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and so many, many different ones to choose from. We also, as you probably know, the Memorial Cup is coming up.
It definitely is.
And we're providing the volunteers for the Memorial Cup.
Oh, wow.
So there's lots of opportunities for students and adults to get involved if they love hockey. It's a great way to get to see the games and be involved.
And I can imagine you need quite a few people for that. That's a big event going
Absolutely.
on, as Laura probably knows, being involved in all the sports,
Yeah.
right? So before we run out of time here, can we quickly talk about Change the World? What's that about?
Yes, thank you for asking. So Change the World is a wonderful initiative. It's a challenge that's Ontario-wide. It's issued by the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration together with the Ontario Volunteer Centre Network. And we're trying to encourage across Ontario, starting to yesterday through to May 1st, we're trying to encourage high school youth to volunteer 3 hours at any of the events. We have tons of them listed that they can take part in. But really, overall, the goal is to reach 10,000 volunteers across Ontario. For us in the region of Peel last year, we were able to get 2,000 high school students to volunteer. We're hoping to definitely increase that. And we took a little bit of a different approach, because we're often finding that students can't necessarily find exactly what they're looking for when it comes to volunteering. We know that they like to be with their friends, and so we're challenging them, and we're saying, you know, adopt a cause. What are you passionate about? What is it in your community that you don't like, that you would like to change? And do something about it. Come up with an initiative, you know, come up with something that you can create. Get other volunteers, get your friends involved, and, you know, make it
go
into
from there.
something
Yeah, make sure you're passionate, enjoy yourselves, and bring it on to others. Great. Go to volunteernbc.org for more information. We'll be right back with this. More information to come.